Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you my WWE Money in the Bank review for 2015. Um, and as you can see, I'm wearing last year's Money in the Bank T-shirt. What a difference a year makes. So a year ago, the show was in Boston, and I actually went to the show, and then a year later, I'm in Florida, and the show is taking place. What a coincidence, right? Um, I just want to give a couple of plugs. Well, a plug before I no, I didn't mean to do that. I just want to give a plug before I get into the review. If you want to see my past Money in the Bank reviews, you can click right up here, and you can go and on the annotations, and it will take you to my Money in the Bank playlist, and it has all my Money in the Bank review videos, every Money in the Bank match or Money in the Bank pay per view that's ever taken place. I did reviews and predictions, so if you want to check that out, it's definitely worth checking out. Um, and yeah, just think it's definitely worth checking out. Um, Now let's talk about this pay per view because I actually have a lot to talk about here. And to be honest with you, there's so much to talk about that I don't even know if I'm gonna get this video uploaded like tonight. It may be like Monday at midnight by the time I actually get this video uploaded, so I'm not really sure because I have so much to talk about. So I'm just gonna kind of dive right into it. So let me just kind of. I ended up typing my notes again because the the reason why is because my notebook's like in the other room, and I figured that it'd just be easier to type my notes instead of because I'm pretty much lazy. I figured it's just easier to do it this way. I kind of like doing it this way. It's easier. So now I just want to mention that this is the first time I've ever watched a pay per view, a wrestling pay per view, on my laptop. I usually watch it on my Xbox One or my Xbox 360, or I've watched it on this tiny cell phone right here. Um, so I've decided, I hear that it freezes on your laptop, so I've decided to keep track and keep count on how many times it's gonna freeze. It froze 23 times on my laptop. I'm actually gonna say that's a little bit better than I thought it was gonna freeze, but whatever. But damn, I've said this in past videos. Well, only in my WWE Network review, which you can click right here, well down below to check out. Um, yeah, 23. They really need to figure this shit out. They've had this WWE Network out for a year, and they still haven't figured out how to really use it and make it work. So either they just need to figure it out or hire new guys that are better with um, technology to learn how to use this stuff. It's just bullshit. Um, okay, so let me just kind of go down the pay per view. So starting with the kickoff, we had Renee Young, Booker T, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxon on the panel. I thought they were pretty good on the panel. They were quiet at points, but it was understandable reasons, and I'll get into that as this video goes along. And then for commentary for both the kickoff and the actual show itself, we had JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry the King Lawler. So I thought, just the typical panel and commentary people. So then let's talk about this. So before the kickoff actually started, they showed a in memory of Dusty Rhodes, and they paid tribute to Dusty Rhodes throughout the night, and I'll get into that as I go along. But it showed in memory of Dusty Rhodes. It had a picture of his face, and it showed the year he was born, and then the year he died, which was on Thursday. Well, they didn't show the date, but it showed like 2015. So I thought that was kind of cool. Um, and then Neville gets interviewed, and he talks about standing tall on SmackDown, and says that he's the underdog to win this thing, and he says that he is gonna I actually I don't really remember anything else really he says, but he pretty much just says that he's gonna win the Money in the Bank ladder match tonight. I thought it was a good promo. So then Ryback gets interviewed, and he says that the Big Show is destructive, and once I found instant success, he got pissed and jealous that of my success, so he wants to take my success away from me. And he says that there were two versions of the Big Show. There's a version of the, the one you get now, and he also talks about how there's a version where he doesn't know if he wants the audience to cheer him or boo him. Now I thought that was kind of like taking a rub at him, or rib at him, because the company likes to turn him face and heel so often, so I thought that was kind of cool that they brought that up, so I thought that was funny. And then he pretty much also says that he's going to beat Big Show and retain the Intercontinental Championship. I'll get into that match because I have a lot to say. Well, I have a few choice words to say about it. So then Roman Reigns is backstage, and Dean Ambrose comes up to him, and he has possession of Seth Rollins' WWE World Heavyweight Championship still. And Roman Reigns says that we got big tonight. I could leave with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and you could leave with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And Roman Reigns also says, and Dean Ambrose talks about that, and Roman Reigns also says that. Well, Ambrose also asks if you're going to give me a warning, if you're going to cash it in on me, and Roman Reigns says you better believe it, and then they kind of do a fist bump. It was pretty cool. And then Stephanie McMahon gets interviewed, and she pretty much says that Seth Rollins is going to be all on his own in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match tonight, and if he fails to win the title, then he's going to have to deal with the consequences. I thought it was fine. And then we get the actual match on the kickoff. We get R-Truth versus King Barrett. And R-Truth gets on the mic and says that he will beat the King and become the King of the Ring and become King What's Up. I thought that was really funny. And then King Barrett comes out and says that he had to get like a new robe and stuff like that because R-Truth ruined it by dancing in it. And he says that everybody's peasants, the typical stuff that he normally says. And they have the match. It was okay, I guess. The commentators didn't really talk about the match. They talked about other things as normal. And R-Truth wins with a roll-up. It was actually a nice finish, I guess. But other than that, they just pretty much make King Barrett look weak. I don't know why you would give this guy the King of the Ring opportunity while you would have him win the King of the Ring and not push him. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. So afterwards, R-Truth now thinks that he's the king, and he goes around and gives people jobs. He makes Michael Cole, I forget what he makes Michael Cole. He makes Jerry the King Lawler his stunt double, though, and JBL, the person that opened the drawbridge, which was awesome. I thought that was funny. And afterwards, King Barrett, he takes King Barrett's crown, and Barrett goes to ask for his crown back, and R-Truth throws it at him and runs off. That was about it. I thought it was okay, I guess. And then it shows a Dusty Rhodes video package. It's pretty much a tribute to Dusty Rhodes. I thought this was pretty cool. It shows a lot of his great moments. Like, his good promos when he cut that promo talking about how he's a blue-collar worker and a common man and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. When he won the NWA, which stands for National Wrestling Alliance, when he won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, when he won the NWA Television Championship, and when he won the NWA United States Championship. When he came to the WWF at the time, World Wrestling Federation, but now it's known as WWE World Wrestling Entertainment. And, he's doing all that polka dot stuff. And, what else? His feud with Ric Flair. Yeah, it was really good. What else did they show on there? They showed, him getting inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2007. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but whatever. I'm just kind of thinking as I go along. And, when he is dressed up to, like, Santa Claus, and he's with some celebrity. I remember the segment, but I don't remember the guy's name. And when Maria Menounos is with him at the Hall of Fame this year, and she's doing his impression. I thought that was an awesome stuff. And those other stuff. Let me think. When they had that moment at Battleground in 2013 when Cody Rhodes and Goldust fought Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, who were part of the Shield at the time, that also included Dean Ambrose, and it was and if they had won, Rhodes and Goldust, Cody Rhodes and Goldust would get their jobs back, and they won, and it was that big celebratory moment when they were in the ring. And it was really good. It shows his promos. It shows his work with NXT. When Seth Rollins won the NXT Championship and became the first superstar to ever win that title, and him, Rollins and Triple H celebrating together. And they showed the moment when what else did they show? I'm just kind of getting a little bit, emotional, kind of thinking about this. Him standing with all the NXT roster and the superstars, and that was really good stuff. And they talked about some other thing. They did like a little bit of stories on the panel, and Booker T told a story about how he had his first match, and Dusty Rhodes saw it, and it was over. And Dusty Rhodes came up and says, "You are never going to be." I can't do the Dusty Rhodes impression to save my life. I'm trying here, but pretty much saying that he's never going to be the first match ever again. And this is kind of when the panel, because after this a big emotional thing, Dusty Rhodes truly was the American dream, kind of. He was awesome. His song even fit him perfectly too. Because he is the American dream. And he is the common man. And I really enjoy Dusty Rhodes. And I just, happy, hope he's in a happy place, dropping bubonic elbows, if there is a heaven. I believe in heaven, but so not necessarily sure. But, whatever you guys all believe in, where people go when they die, he's in a good place. And you could just tell Dusty Rhodes, truly loved wrestling, anything he booked. And I actually did some research, and apparently he's the one that created Starrcade, which was Jim Crockett Promotions' biggest pay-per-view. And that actually led to the creation of WrestleMania. So if technically we could think about it, maybe if Dusty Rhodes hadn't created Starrcade, there would be no WrestleMania. Vince McMahon never would have wanted to, compete with WCW's, which then, WCW, Jim Crockett Promotions, anything, but WCW mainly, world class, world championship wrestling. And it was just awesome stuff. It even showed him joining the NWO, which stood for the New World Order, and it had Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Randy Savage, The Giant, which is the Big Show now, Kevin Nash, and a bunch of other people, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, in that group. And it's really nice to see the overpouring of all the wrestlers, all the NXT wrestlers giving their tweets, who else did this? They even had Ted DiBiase, Ric Flair spoke out, Mick Foley spoke out. And if you want to see some of Dusty Rhodes' matches and stuff, I posted some matches that the WWE YouTube channel posted. When he won the all the matches just talked about when they won the titles and all that. So it's totally worth checking out. And it's just really really cool to see Dusty Rhodes. Something, our backstage segment I always remember, and I watched this back yesterday or the day before, I forget, is when they had the guest host thing where like a like a guest host, like a celebrity or a former WWE superstar would come and guest host Raw and be in charge for the night. And Dusty Rhodes was the guest host, and he did the backstage segment with with himself and DX, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. And they pretty much just buried WCW, but it's really funny, and they do a lot of funny stuff. Yes, it's a burial at WCW, but it really is funny. Um, and Dusty Rhodes, I remember that night too. It was supposed to be a WWE Championship match between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes with John Cena as special guest referee. It ended up being a trap, and everybody turned on Cena. And DX tried to come out and save him, and Dusty Rhodes laid them out too. So that was cool. Um, you know, Dusty Rhodes just, you could tell he was just a passionate man about the business, but he was also a really good man. You could just tell that he loved the business. He loved his life, and he at least got to live at least an old age. 69 is a pretty old age to live as a wrestler. The wrestlers don't usually die kind of early, so I'm happy about that. And after this too, Renee Young, Corey Graves, and Renee Young, you can hear Renee Young kind of crying after this because she probably felt somewhat close to Dusty Rhodes. So I thought that was good stuff there. I know you kind of went on for a while, but it's just, I'm probably going to go on again because they talk about him again throughout the show. And I forgot to, I want to mention too that people spoke out on Twitter too. Vince McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and The Rock. They all talked about it on Twitter. They all gave a shout out to Dusty Rhodes on Twitter. So that was pretty cool stuff. Okay, so let me move on now. So we get the Q&A with Kevin Owens. I'm still on the kickoff, and I'm 16 minutes into it. It's the typical, they ask the Twitter questions. They're pretty much asking him like questions that are a waste of time. Asking him what he's afraid of facing John Cena tonight. Stuff like that. And he pretty much just answers the best he can. Says he's not afraid of John Cena. And then kind of leaves when it becomes a waste of time. So I thought that was fine. The pre-show actually was pretty good. It had that Dusty Rhodes video package, which was awesome. It was the first time I had seen it. I was looking forward to seeing that video package. I thought they didn't spend too much time talking on the panel. I thought they actually filled up their time on the pre-show pretty well with the interviews and the backstage segments and stuff like that. So I'm actually was fine with the kickoff. So now to the actual show. Like I said, we had the same people on commentary, and they paid tribute to Dusty Rhodes. They have all the wrestlers stand on the stage, and Vince McMahon was there. Daniel Bryan was there, which was pretty cool because he's injured. So I thought it was kind of cool. We took the time to fly in. Big Show was crying, and they do like this thing where they they pay respect. They do a moment of silence for Dusty Rhodes, and they ding the bell 10 times. So I thought that was awesome. They're gonna have a Jerry the King Lawler even talked about a story about Dusty Rhodes, how when they were working together in NWA, I think they said, and Dusty Rhodes said that he showed up early, and he kind of said a funny line. I don't remember the line. I don't remember the exact story, but it's just awesome stuff. Dusty Rhodes was really awesome. I can't wait to see what they do tomorrow, if they do something for him tomorrow. But they're doing something for him after Raw tomorrow, and they're going to have like a special for him for on the WWE Network that I'm totally going to watch, so I can't wait to see it. So I thought that was awesome. They paid tribute to Dusty Rhodes. Alright, so we get the first match on the show. It's Randy Orton versus Neville versus Corporate Kane versus Dolph Ziggler with Lana. They did absolutely nothing with that. Lana served no purpose. Versus Kofi Kingston versus Sheamus versus Roman Reigns in the Money in the Bank ladder match. If you win this match, you get a Money in the Bank contract that guarantees you a WWE World Heavyweight Championship anytime up to 1 year. So pretty much you have it until... So today's June 14th, 2015, and you have it until next year, June 14th, 2016. So let me just talk about the match. The match actually was pretty good. I thought it was solid. I thought it was a good Money in the Bank ladder match. I thought it was. I did think it would be a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you know I think my expectations were too high, so it could just be me. Um, but everybody starts brawling with each other, and Kofi Kingston tries to climb the ladder. They all attack him. People keep trying to climb the ladder. They all get taken down, and Sheamus takes everybody out. Um, and he just kind of dominates in this match, pretty much. Sheamus. He hits Kane with the ladder. He hits Orton with the ladder. Roman Reigns, Kofi Kingston. I thought that was pretty cool stuff. And then him and Ziggler go at it, and Ziggler hits him with a tornado DDT off the ladder, which was pretty cool. Then what else happens? Neville hits a springboard drop kick on Sheamus, and then I think Ziggler hit a super kick on Neville, and Kofi hit a Trouble in Paradise on Sheamus, and then Roman Reigns one point in the match hit a power bomb onto a ladder that was set up in the corner on Kofi, and then he does it to I don't remember who he does it to. I think he does it to Ziggler, and Ziggler lands on Kofi, so that was pretty cool. And Roman Reigns dominates for a while. Kane chokeslams Reigns off the ladder, which was pretty cool. And then Kane and Ziggler start fighting. And Kane hits a chokeslam. Goes to chokeslam. One spot, Kane goes to chokeslam Neville, and Ziggler hits a super kick on him. And then they try to work together against Kane, but Kane hits a big boot on him and chokeslams Ziggler. And he takes out Neville. And Kofi Kingston at one point hits a drop kick right on the on the outside and hurts Neville's ribs, which is pretty cool. And Neville tries to slingshot Kofi Kingston, and Kofi grabs him and tries to climb up the ladder. That was pretty cool. And Sheamus Sheamus and Ziggler were fighting on the ladder. And Ziggler got Sheamus in the sleeper hold, and then he hit the zigzag off the ladder. And then Neville hit a red arrow right onto Sheamus. That was a cool spot. Roman Reigns takes out everybody. Because Kane comes in at this point, and he hits the Superman punch on Kane, and then he dives on everybody, which was pretty cool. And everybody's down, and Xavier Woods and Big E come out because they're part of the New Day with Kofi Kingston, and they're going to help Kofi Kingston win, and they put Kofi in the ring, they get a ladder, and they try to get Kofi to climb the ladder, and then Roman Reigns hits a double drop kick right on Big E and Xavier Woods, and he power bombs Kofi Kingston outside the ring onto everybody pretty much, and then Roman Reigns is about to climb the ladder, he's about to win the match, and then Bray Wyatt's thing goes off, and Wyatt's in the ring. He tips the ladder over, and he hits a Sister Abigail on Roman Reigns, laying him out. So they're going to feud now. They announced the match is going to happen at the next pay-per-view, Battleground, which this time is in 3 weeks. Which, thank God, because it's... But I think what kind of hurt my pay-per-view for me somewhat was the build. Well, not the build, that there was so many pay-per-views within the span of 2 weeks. So I'm happy about that. I don't really want to see Reigns versus Wyatt, though, just due to the fact that Bray Wyatt's not really relevant right now. This feud would have made more sense if you had done it earlier in the year when they were building up Wyatt for Mania. And same thing for Reigns. Or you did it like last year around this time because Wyatt was kind of hot then. Bray Wyatt's just not relevant right now. They've kept him off TV so long, you know. They have him beat Ryback at Payback and then he goes nowhere. So, what do you expect? I don't feel like Bray Wyatt's really credible right now. And I feel like he's just going to be fed to Reigns, lose that match, and then they're going to have to... they don't... I don't get it. But then the match... Sheamus climbs the ladder, and you think he's going to win, but Neville comes up, and they start fighting, and Sheamus thumbs Neville in the eye, throws him off the ladder, and grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase and wins it. Um, I like the booking of Neville here. He looked like an underdog. He looked like that he could have won this match, so I liked that. Um, and this match I thought was solid, I guess. I just thought the match would be a lot better than it was. Well, not a lot better, but I had my high expectations. I thought Neville would do some more stuff than he did, and I thought Kofi would do some more stuff. So, you know, this isn't my favorite Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't think I'm gonna remember it. Like there was really not many memorable moments in this match, so I think that's how I feel. But Sheamus won. I'm fine with this because they were. I feel like they need to do something with Sheamus because they were kind of pushing him when he came back. They had the vignettes. Um, okay, but anyhow, so they were hyping up vignettes for his return. Um, they changed his theme song up. They changed his look up. I think this is you get. I think Sheamus is a good guy to win this match. I did think Roman Reigns was gonna win, but I'm glad they kind of swerved me here. So I can't wait to see what Sheamus does with the Money in the Bank because I feel like they're gonna book him really strong too because they really do care about Sheamus. So that's a good sign. Alright, so we get the next thing. We had Paige getting interviewed, and she talks about how she's always been different and stuff like that, and she's gonna be the voice of all those divas that need to be spoken out. That was about it, and she said she's gonna beat Nikki Bella for the Divas title. Um, I missed most of this promo because I was getting popcorn, but that's what I heard. So yeah, I thought it was fine, I guess. So then we get Nikki Bella defending the Divas Championship against Paige. I don't know, like it's not that the match was bad or anything. We just seen this match so many times that it's hard to care. Um, and it's just pretty much the same old shit. And that's how I feel. Um, there was some good spots in this match. Paige does the senton, and Nikki Bella throws her face first, and then the match gets boring for a while. I don't like the. I think Nikki Bella is supposed to be a heel, by the way. Um, it's sometimes confusing, but I think she's supposed to be a heel, which makes no sense because they flip flopped her so many times. It's not even funny. Um, then Paige hits the rampage. Nikki Bella kicks out, and then they both fall off the turnbuckle. And during the match, by the way, the Divas, pretty much all of them were watching backstage. And I saw Naomi, and I'm just thinking they really screwed up there because they were pushing Naomi. They could have done something with her there, and now they just gave up on her and got bored with her. So that just kind of shows you something right there. But then Bree switches places with Nikki, and they're twins, so it still doesn't make sense. Um, and Nick Bree tries to roll up Paige, and Paige rolls it up, reverses it into a roll up, and wins the match. And you think she's gonna become the new champion, but then she says, "Hey, I'm Bree," and she takes out she shows her the tattoos, and she takes out like toilet paper that she stuffed in her bra because Nikki has big boobs. So yeah, that's why this whole thing's stupid, anyways. Plus, Bree has different hair than Nikki does. So yeah. Um, so then a bunch of confusion's happening. Nikki hits a forearm and then the rack attack for the win, and the match is over. Um, the finish was stupid. The match was pretty much if you've seen the matches before, you've seen this match. So I didn't like this. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised Nikki Bella retained the championship. It's just I hope they don't continue this. Do something with Natalia because Natalia said something like that she is just doing the Natalia kind of melted off a little bit. Do something with somebody else, Alicia Fox, Emma. Just give a new. I don't want to see Paige or Nikki Bella again. Just feels like that. They're just running out of divas. I don't even know. Like you have Natalia, who could do the same thing that Paige is doing except better. I feel like Natalia would run with this better. Not gonna lie. You could do it with Emma. I mean, not necessarily, but you could. Emma's an opponent. You could have what's his face on the roster? I don't even know. I don't. Summer Rae. Just somebody else other than Paige, pretty much. And I don't really want to see Paige just kind of. But this match was um, and the finish sucked. So you know, I think what made the finish suck even worse is, so technically, I would think it would be like a DQ or like a reverse finish, just because of the fact, like why not just say Paige wins by DQ? It just was very confusing. All right, so let's go on to the next match. When I get there. Alright, so we have Ryback defending the Intercontinental Championship against Big Show. Before the match happens, Miz comes out and talks about how Big Show robbed him of his IC title match on Raw couple of weeks ago, and he says that he's gonna be on commentary for this match, but he did file like a lawsuit so he can get his rematch. And the match actually wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good. Ryback hits a spine buster right off the back and the Miho clothesline, and I thought Ryback was just gonna win quickly, but it didn't happen. And then Ryback clotheslines Big Show over the top rope, and then Ryback destroys Miz. He just beats the crap out of him, and then Big Show hits a spear on Ryback, destroys him for a while. And one spot in the match is Big Show goes for the chokeslam, and Ryback gets him into like a cross arm breaker. It was really cool. I thought that was awesome. And then Ryback hits a suplex on Big Show. Big Show hits a choke slam. And then Ryback goes for the show shock. Big Show reverses it, knocks out Ryback. He goes outside the ring. Miz goes to attack him. Big Show gets in his face and says, "Don't touch him." And then Big Show gets in the ring. And Miz attacks Big Show and Ryback with the microphone. And Big Show wins by DQ because he attacked Ryback. No, because he attacked Big Show first. So the finish just ruined this match. I didn't like the finish. I don't know why Ryback couldn't win. Then Miz attacks him. I don't know. I thought that was kind of weak booking. So I'm assuming they're just going to do a triple threat match at Battleground or something like that. So, yeah. So then the pay-per-view gets really good. So then we get Kevin Owens versus John Cena. And it's the rematch, NXT Champion Kevin Owens versus United States Champion John Cena. And they do that spot where they hold up their titles multiple times. I thought that was good. And they chain grapple each other for a little bit. Thought that was really good. Kevin Owens kind of takes down Cena a bunch of times with punches and stuff like that. And John Cena goes for his 5 moves of doom, and Kevin Owens reverses that little fin that he does before the 5-knuckle shuffle. I don't know what it's called. And then Kevin Owens reverses it, and into like a chin lock, and then Kevin Owens does the 5 moves of doom to Cena, including the 5-knuckle shuffle, which was really cool. And then he goes for the pump up. No, then he goes for the AA, and then Cena counters into a reverse suplex, which was awesome. And Kevin Owens kicks out of it. I'm trying to remember what happened in this match. Just so I can continue. Kevin Owens dominates Cena for a while. He goes for the pump up bound bomb. Cena lands on his feet. One spot in the match was Kevin Owens hit a tease like a power bomb. I thought that was cool. And then Cena goes for a superplex. Kevin Owens hits like his own version of the superplex off the top rope, which was really cool. Then Kevin Owens, then John Cena hits the AA. Well, then Cena hits his 5 moves of doom, and then Cena hits the AA, and he goes to pin Owens, but Owens kicks out, and Cena's like, "What? He kicked out?" And he's like, and he gets really frustrated because he thinks it's a 3 count. And Owens goes for the pump up power bomb again. Cena hits a Hurricanrana on Owens and goes for the pin, but Kevin Owens kicks out. And then Cena goes for an AA off the top rope, and Kevin Owens hits a sit down power bomb on Cena. That was a good spot, and Cena kicked out of that. And then Kevin Owens and then Cena hits something off. Trying to think, because it's hard to remember spot for spot because he hits something else. got him in the STF, and then Kevin Owens got to the ropes. Cena hit something that I don't remember what it was. Cena hit a tornado DDT, and Kevin Owens kicked out. And then Cena hit the second AA, and then Kevin Owens kicked out, and Cena got frustrated again. And then he goes to charge at Kevin Owens. He hits the pop-up powerbomb. Cena kicks out of that. And then Cena hits like a real barrel roll-up onto Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens kicked out of that. And then, which was awesome. Cena hits the springboard stunner in the AA for the win. I wasn't happy about this. Let me tell you why. Because this could have been a good storyline. Cena is hitting everything he can at Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens hits the second pop-up powerbomb, gets the win. I think that would have been better. And then you have John Cena with this struggle that he can't beat Kevin Owens. I think that would have been better, but whatever. But afterwards, John Cena is being a good sport, showing respect to Kevin Owens, saying, you deserved this. This is what you belong. Tells him, Kevin Owens he belongs here. Hands him his NXT title. They shake hands. Kevin Owens attacks Cena and hits him with a pop-up powerbomb on the apron, which was really awesome. And afterwards, Cena has to be helped out by referees and stuff like that. But I thought that was good. The thing like I said, I didn't like about it. I think Kevin Owens maybe should have won, and Cena does that. Then Cena does that, or maybe Kevin Owens wins and Cena kind of like has like a struggle or something. So I think that would have been better. I don't think Kevin Owens should have lost because he's supposed to be like an unstoppable force, and I feel like that you kind of killed it. Well, sort of killed it here, but I guess it's better than nothing. All right, so then Dean Ambrose gets interviewed, and Dean Ambrose says that he was screwed last year by Kane to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and then the Authority has been making him go through obstacles to overcome. And then he thought he won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship last month at Payback. Elimination Chamber, and then Dean Ambrose says that he wants to be that he's gonna walk out of here tonight with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I thought that was thought he cut a good promo. And then we get Big E and Xavier Woods defending the WWE Tag Team Championships against the Primetime Players, which consist of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Big E and Xavier Woods cut a promo first, talking about how we should show support for Kofi Kingston pretty much because he didn't win the ladder match and he's hurt right now and stuff like that. And the match was pretty good, I guess. It was fine. But the finish was I really liked. Big E and Xavier Woods destroyed Darren Young throughout the whole match pretty much, and then Titus O'Neil makes the hot tag to. Well, Darren Young makes the hot tag to Titus O'Neil. He starts going off on Xavier Woods, and then Big E spears Woods outside the ring, and then Big E spears Darren Young outside the ring. I'm just botching all over the place today, and then what else happens? Titus O'Neil hits the spine buster on Woods and wins the match, and the Primetime Players become the new WWE Tag Team Champions. Now, this is good for three reasons. One, this is 3 years in the making, pretty much, because the Primetime Players have finally won the WWE Tag Team Championships. They've been a tag team for 3 years, and they finally won the tag team titles. I'm very happy about that. Well, technically, they weren't a team in 2014 because, Titus turned on them, but it's still, it kind of counts, I guess. I definitely feel like they should have won them, though, in 2012, but whatever. And now the New Day aren't the tag team champions anymore, so that's good. I'm very happy about that. So maybe they can rebuild the tag team division with if you have a tag team like the Primetime Players holding them, because I feel like they're one of the top tag teams in the WWE right now, so I'm happy about that. So then Seth Rollins is backstage, and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon come up to him, and Stephanie McMahon tells him that you have to do this on your own, and if you don't win, then you're aware of the consequences. And Triple H gets in his face and says, "Show us why we picked you as the future of the WWE, and show us why you are the WWE World Heavyweight Champion." and I thought that was amazing stuff between Triple H. Stephanie McMahon, not so much. Triple H, I thought was being what he should be, his like mentor. Um, and then we get the main event: Seth Rollins defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Dean Ambrose, in a ladder match. And this was an awesome main event. I really got into this match. Um, they start doing some chain wrestling, and then they Dean Ambrose hits a clothesline on the Seth Rollins, um, and then they start to go out to get a ladder, and well, no, and then Ambrose goes outside the ring. Rollins hits a body slam on the outside, throws him into the steel steps, which was pretty cool. And then Rollins goes to get a ladder. Ambrose hits a dive on Rollins, throws him into the runs of the ladder, and then he grabs the ladder, goes to the ring with it. But Rollins attacks him, and then Ambrose puts a ladder in between the ropes, and Rollins he tries to slingshot throw Rollins. No, wait, what happens? He does something to Ambrose. I think he tried to slingshot Ambrose into it, but he grabs the ladder and climbs it, and then Rollins knocks Ambrose off of it, and then he goes to do a dive on Ambrose. Then Ambrose throws a ladder into his face, which was pretty cool. And then they start fighting each other, and then they have the ladder set up in the corner, and Ambrose hits a butterfly suplex right on the ladder, right on the Rollins, which was really cool. And then and then Ambrose goes to get the title, and Rollins hits him with a steel chair right in the leg, and this kind of takes out Ambrose's leg for a while. So then Rollins works on the injured leg. He puts it in the ladder, and kind of takes the ladder and just starts slamming it down, and then he stomps on it, and he hits it with a steel chair. And then he hits his leg off the steel post, and he hits the figure. Rollins gets the figure four in onto the steel post, and onto Ambrose, and then what else happens here? Rollins does it in the ring, and then he puts Ambrose in the tree of woe position, starts hitting him with his leg with the steel chair, and then he goes off the top and he hits hits him with the chair there. And then he tries to go up off climb the ladder, but Ambrose knocks the ladder over, and he goes to do the rebound clothesline. Rollins throws the ladder in his face, and then Rollins hits him with the steel chair while he's in the ladder again, which was awesome. And then Ambrose starts to make his comeback, and then I'm trying to remember what happens. And then Ambrose hit. Rollins tries to escape pretty much, but off the ramp, and then Ambrose goes after him, and Rollins takes out his leg. Rollins goes to go back, goes to climb the ladder, and then Ambrose gets in, and Rollins he goes to do the rebound clothesline. Rollins hits an insecurity, and then he end up hitting the rebound clothesline, which was awesome, and Ambrose starts taking out Rollins, and then they fight through the crowd. Rollins tries to escape, and then they fight through the crowd. And Rollins takes out Ambrose, and then he starts to come through the crowd. And he wedges a ladder between the apron and the announcer's table with, not the Spanish one, with the one with Lawler, Cole, and JBL. And Ambrose shows up, and he runs off both announce tables and takes out Rollins, which was really cool. Then Rollins tries to powerbomb Ambrose onto the ladder that's, set up, but then Ambrose counters it. Rollins goes to charge at him. Ambrose hits a big back body drop, and Rollins kind of goes through the ladder. It, breaks in half. And then they fight on the announce table. Ambrose takes Rollins, clotheslines him over the announce table, and then Rollins goes for a pedigree through the table. Ambrose counters and hits a dirty deeds through the table, which was really awesome. And then Ambrose tries to win the title, and Rollins takes the Spanish announce table's monitor and hits Ambrose right in the knee, which is something different. I've never seen that before in a ladder match. And then when Rollins hits a pedigree on Ambrose, and then Rollins tries to win the title. Ambrose gets up again, and well, because he had gotten up before. Um, and then Ambrose gets up from that, and then Rollins attacks him. He power bombs him twice into the barricade from one side, then to the other, and then he power bombs him onto a ladder that's stacked with two chairs on it. Um, and then he buries him under the chair, under a ladder, and Ambrose gets up from that, which I like the book in there because they made you look like that you can't keep Ambrose down, no matter what you do to him. So then they start fighting over the title, and they both grab a hold of the title, and then Rollins does a back suplex off the ladder, and Ambrose from the impact ends up letting go of the championship, and Rollins retained the title. He keeps the championship, which I was happy with. The thing that made me happy about it the most is Rollins won the match on his own, 100% clean, no interference from Kane. Well, the Authority, pretty much. I'm not going to go through the list. But I was happy about that. And, yeah, that was pretty good. And afterwards, he celebrates with Triple H, and then JoJo comes out and asks him how he feels. And Rollins says that he's the man right now, and he is the best wrestler of all time, and nobody can beat him. And you see Ambrose was all upset in the ring. So, I thought that was good here. There were points because Ambrose had kept fighting and getting up that I thought Ambrose was going to win the title, but it didn't happen. So I'm happy Rollins went over and he did it clean. He looked really strong doing it, so I was happy with this. And overall, I would have to say the pay-per-view was pretty good. I was really going to say it was average, but then I saw this match. Kevin Owens versus John Cena. The primetime players won the tag team championships. The Money in the Bank ladder match was pretty good. The two matches I didn't like were the Divas match and the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. The match itself was pretty good, just the finish sucked, and pretty much the same thing with the Divas match, except and the kickoff was pretty good, except for the match between Truth and Ken Barrett. And the tribute with Dusty Rhodes, and I'm probably gonna be talking about Dusty Rhodes a lot this week. I'm probably gonna talk about him during the Raw review tomorrow, and during obviously when they do this tribute thing. But that's my review of Money in the Bank. You can leave your thoughts. You can leave your thoughts and comments about what You can leave your thoughts. If you thought the pay per view was good, if you thought it was bad, in the comments below. And you can click down here to subscribe. And that's pretty much it, guys. And I'll be back to give you a video at some point in time. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.